volume of Featuring the Unknown with the theme of For the Love of course, because it's Sweetest Day, and we have wine and strawberries, but we're going to go ahead and kick it off with our very first author, who is somewhat of a poetry author, I would say. And a perfect setting for this event because he's speaking to the woman that he wishes to have in love. Right? All right, everybody, go ahead and welcome Jeremiah. Go ahead.
All right.
What you got?
I want to say first, thank you, 313, people who work in Thang, the sister herself, Tracy, for putting this all together, for having this as a wonderful venue. The book, Conversation of Love, came from a place, basically love for a woman. It's words I never said to a queen I never had, and it's intended for a woman I was chasing out. I fell in love with a girl, chased her for like 10 years, and he couldn't catch her. But all of these things he wanted to tell her is like a running conversation that he wished he could have told her. So every day she wakes up, read this note. It's from me to you. Every night you go to sleep, read another one. It's 30 poems, 100 scriptures, there's 400 words dedicated, there's a 375 word playlist. It's simply the way a woman should be taught. So ideally, conversations of a king to a queen. Something felt, not just heard. So it's more words for the soul. So I see. All right, so let's start with, I think I got one on page 166. This piece is called Wishful Love. Two people that have never met, but live in the same state, are staring up at the same moon, which is high in the sky and shining bright. They're making the same wish at the same time on this moon in the sky that shines so bright, and that this is their heart's desires to be granted this night. They spoke their petition during this few-minute session. Gazing up at the moon, they put their request in, and neither of them knew that someone else, somewhere else, was saying the same thing to them at the very same moment. Both of them looking up to the sky at the moon shining bright for relief from their flight on this clear, beautiful, peaceful night. Not being single was their major concern. They searched so hard and waited so long. They seen and heard so much about love, and now they wanted their time. A love so divine is what they pine for. To be continued in the Bible. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for coming. We definitely enjoyed that. Gave us a nice teaser of those conversations that love. I think that's an awesome concept. But let's go ahead and bring on our actual feature author. He released his first book this year, and it is called Call Numbers. I have read the book. I enjoyed it, and I cannot wait until the sequel. So let's bring on Syntell.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Syntell Smith. I wrote Call Numbers, which is the not-so-quiet life of librarians. Call number is the actual term used to catalog books in a library, also known as a Dewey Decimal Number. So, naturally, the book is about the daily operations of the staff at a library back in New York City during the year 1994, back when libraries were pretty relevant. Not saying they're not relevant now, but with the internet and Google and everything, not too many people actually patronize the library these days. People just look for everything on the internet, which is a shame. So I wrote this book. I came up with the idea back in 2004. It was a 15-year journey just to get here. I was inspired by TV shows like The West Wing and Kevin Smith film Clerks, which was about, pretty much people in a convenience store having conversations. So the staff at the library, they're pretty much having conversations about this current social status of New York City back in 1994, which was a turbulent time, Central Park Fire, the very first attack at the World Trade Center, the one-on railroad shooting of Conor Ferguson, the Crown Heights riots. Very turbulent time. So the staff are pretty much fragmented. Everybody has their personal opinions on everything. conservative, liberal. I like to read a passage now from the very end of the novel that's somewhat related to love, as when the new arrival of Robin Walker arrives, pretty much almost everybody's a little against towards him. There's some animosity implied because he's a newcomer. They don't know what his allegiances are. And like I said, they're trying to actually get rid of him and make room for someone else. But among the staff, there is one person that's in his corner. One of the young pages, who's 14 years old, who was immediately smitten by him on first sight. But when it comes to workplace romances, things can get very, very uncomfortable. So unfortunately, Robin has to let her down gently without breaking her heart. So this scene here is, like I said, towards the end. They decided to attend a friendly basketball game featuring the New York Knicks. Robin's taking Loquacious home before, they go and their so-called date, not date. And, they walk around the block and get to know each other a little bit. So, I'll be reading now from the excerpt. At 6:15, the taxi cab dropped off Robin and Loquacious back at her place. She was wearing the oversized t-shirt that they got from the basketball game and couldn't stop smiling. He nodded to the taxi driver, who winked back at him in return and then pulled off. As promised, they walked around the block a while before going back upstairs. "I had a wonderful time," she exclaimed. That's something you say at the end of the day. And this is not a date, remember? Just say you had fun. Okay, I had fun. There you go, that's much better. They decided to sit on the hood of a car for a moment. She was looking down at her shoes, wondering what to say. Robin came up with the idea. "Want to play 20 questions?" he asked. She chuckled at the idea and nodded. And he said, "Okay, you go first." She immediately asked him, "Can we do this again sometime?" Call numbers is on Amazon and other online bookstores, available in ebook and paperback. Part 2 is due available out next year in September. It's going to be an ongoing series. And I appreciate everybody for coming out. And thank you for having this event.
Absolutely, thank you. You mentioned that you're not supposed to have a workplace love interest.
Yes.
You did mention that, and that's the worst, one of the biggest mistakes you can make.
Yes.
Well, I ended up having a workplace love interest. See how he just did and we're married. So we didn't let the drama kill our love. So we would have took your advice, we wouldn't be here today, but we got through the drama.
That's great.
Even though he was the cause of most of it.
Oh. Okay.
But anywho,
It's
you
your
all had to put that
your
in.
event. We'll let you have that.
Thank you, I appreciate it. It is my event.
When y'all want the real story, just stop by the house.
But as like I did with the first feature, the unknown that we put on, while I do support all independent authors, I always try to have a well-seasoned author included. And we should be familiar with her because she's been on our book club reading list 2 times. And it happened last year, both in the same year. And she recently released a new book. But I'll let Blackbyrd let you guys know what she's all about.
Hey everybody. Well, I'm Lakeela, but everyone calls me Blackbyrd. Don't call me Lakeela. I have been writing since the 2nd grade, but I didn't become a published author until 2013. Now I have a total of 16 books out. I enjoy writing. I write all genres. I write urban fiction, women's fiction, romance. I'm working on a few children's books. So kind of just every type of genre. I have a nonfiction book. That's the one I actually brought today. But I enjoy writing. I just released a book called Sugar Babies. And it's about a group of girls who are on a reality show about sugar babies. They were sugar babies, and the lady approached them, kind of like a Love and Hip Hop type thing, and offered them a position as to be on the show as sugar babies. So it goes into this whole spiel about how they became sugar babies, the men that they date, the secrets they keep, the fights that they have between each other. The show purposely makes them fight, different things like that. Part 1 was just released, and Part 2 is actually due to come out sometime this year. I have not totally finished it yet, but I'm working on Part 2. But one of the books I brought today is actually kind of a twist on Sweetest Day. This one called Get Over Him, Girl. So it's actually a book about how to get over a breakup, divorce, things like that. I wrote this book, this is my first book. I wrote this one back in 2013 after I got divorced in 2011. So I wrote this after my divorce. It's just a breakdown on how I basically got over my divorce without breaking down, without killing him, things like that. So it's a step-by-step book on how to basically just heal yourself from the inside out, and to not carry all of that with you, all that burden with you, and to get over it so that you're able to give the next person the opportunity to love you without holding on to your past. So that's what I wrote today. And all of my books are on Amazon, paperbacks, ebooks. If you have Kindle, I don't know if any of you guys have Kindle Unlimited. Kindle is a free app on Amazon. You can download it and you can read all Kindle books on there. You can buy them through Kindle Unlimited. But all my books are available on Amazon, also on my website. And if you guys want this book here I brought today, this one's $5. So if y'all know anybody going through a breakup, make sure they get a copy of this. If they're not ready to get over him, don't even bother him again, because it's not gonna matter, it's not gonna work. But if you, I can actually read something at the end of it, if you guys don't mind. This is considered step 9. So in the beginning of each chapter, I write about my experience and what happened at that time that made me write this particular chapter. But step 9. This is a point that I want you to get to, acceptance. I want you to understand that everything happens for a reason, and he is just not your Prince Charming. This might not even be your last heartbreak. Heck, it might not be mine. But it will be the last time I let a man break me. All women want the fairy tale relationship. We all want to have a happy ending, and even though people think we are being unrealistic, don't give up on your dreams of love. Now that you see that life does go on without him, it's time to embrace the new you. Time to bring out the strong, beautiful woman you are. Something else that may help you is to remember why he is your ex. He's not your ex because everything was so perfect in your relationship. Yes, you would think about him in the future, and yes, you may still get kind of pissed off at him, but that's okay. The most important thing is you find the courage to not only get over him, but also to forgive him, and that is the biggest thing. Forgiving doesn't mean that you have to forgive. Forgiving is just more proof that you have moved on and you are not happy with your life. Not saying that you are happy-go-lucky, but you are happy with the way things are turning out. You may not get into another relationship right after a breakup, like I did. Believe me, I can't believe I did either, but that's okay. I had no clue I would have met someone just months after moving away from my ex-husband. I was even more surprised that he turned out to be my soulmate. A long time is great though. Whenever you do get into another relationship, just make sure you know what you want this time, what you want to offer, and what you want in return. And if something is going wrong, speak up and say something right away. Don't wait until it all piles up and you lose it. There are ways to talk to people without starting a fight. Work on your communication skills, because without them, you have nothing. Also, work on your trust level. It's going to be hard to trust a man for a while, but understand that what happened in your past has nothing to do with what will happen in your future. Just because your past was full of lies and pain doesn't mean that your future will be, and don't go into it thinking like that. I'm not saying go into this next relationship blind, but I am saying give him a fighting chance before you off with him. So, I know you all want to know if I have spoken to my ex-husband since our divorce. Yes, I have. You see, he sent me emails and messages asking, can we try and make things work again? He now understands what I wanted, and that what I wanted wasn't all that hard to give after all. He finally says that he knows how to love me now, and he also apologized for the wrong he's done, and I've been forgiven. The saying is true. You never know what you have until it's gone. I'm happy that he has become a better man because I know he will not make the same mistake with the next important woman in his life. Well, I hope he does. I pray for him all the time, praying that he treats the next woman with the love I beg for because I don't wish that life on anyone. As far as him and I ever working things out, no, that'll never happen. But the guy in the book that I wrote about is actually my husband now. Actually, I dated somebody after my divorce, so. Thank you.
I didn't know that.
You did?
No.
Everybody, I want to thank Tracy. She's so hard on herself. She do so much. You guys don't understand how much she do online, how big of a supporter she is. She supports authors like we are her brothers and sisters. She's really, really, really a good person. I appreciate everything she does. And I know things are coming to you.
I just would like to thank everyone who have come out and supported this event. This is very near and dear to me, and you will see many, many more featuring the unknowns. And even though Bird's book that she read from is a twist, I love the twist, especially with the fact that it is now her husband again. So that's something real, you know, to never give up on that love, because you can receive it, find it, and have it, and embrace it. So I just really appreciate everyone coming out, and you know what time it is now? Buy some books! And don't forget, we have a raffle. We have a basket that we are raffling off. You can do a $1 ticket, or we're doing 6 tickets for $5. They put their names on.
Oh,
Yeah, we thought about that. All right. Here we go.
Thank God I got a little wrist.
Drum roll, please.
Who we got?
Rita won? Get out of here. Rita is 2 for 2.
Wow.
Yes. And she said I'm about to win again. Off $3. How much she paid?
Well, she deserved it today because she's not feeling good.
Rita, I don't know how what magic you putting on these jars. Show the ticket so they don't think we cheating. That definitely says Rita McCullum. All right, well.
All right, well, this is the wrap up for Volume 2 of Featuring the Unknown. This theme was For the Love Of. Stay tuned for our Volume 3, and it's going to have a Black History theme. I will see you guys next time.
All right.
And just one last picture with all the offers.
Okay, yeah.
She just like.
oh, oh.